Over the past few months, have you been playing video games and they just haven't felt the same? Well, let me tell you, you're definitely not alone. But why? Why do we feel this way? We just aren't having the same joy that we used to. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not every time, but it's more often than not. Honestly, there's a multitude of reasons, and everyone has their own. So let's explore some of the main factors that are making our gaming sessions so stale, and also come up with some ways to mix it up a bit. And who knows, maybe even find that joy that we once had. First, I want to talk about the bad stuff. Why gaming is just not the same. Online multiplayers can be a lot of fun. Games like Rainbow Six Siege and Fortnite have had me hooked for who knows how long, but we can get burned out on them quickly, and when we do, it's not pretty. For example, there was a period where the only game I played for about 6 months was Fortnite, and ever since then, I really haven't had the urge to play it, or really any multiplayer game at that. The only time I play multiplayer games is with my friends. When you do the same things over and over again, it gets boring, and that's the big problem. These games become stale. Especially the ones that don't update their games often or listen to what their fans want. The other big issue with online multiplayers is everyone has to be the best. You have to grind the game non-stop, you have to be the highest rank, you have to know every little detail about the game, or you'll get clowned by your teammates if you don't. I feel like this is very prevalent in a particular title that I won't name. And you could be saying right now, well then just don't play ranked. But it's not like I'm bad at these games, I'm just not grinding them 10 hours a day. And when I do get on, it's to have fun. My enjoyment has nothing to do with my skill. I used to be really good at Fortnite, but it still got to the point where it just wasn't fun anymore. And that leads me to my next topic. We're getting older. Video games just don't have that same spark like they used to. We can't sit on the game all day and not get overly frustrated or just flat out bored. We're chasing that nostalgia that we once had, whether it be from multiplayer or single player games, and it just doesn't feel the same. Now, this isn't just because of us. I do feel like video games have changed. We're seeing more and more titles a year become flooded with microtransactions and battle passes. Some companies are choosing the quick money and not thinking about the longevity of their game, or what their fan bases want. And notice how I said companies, because I truly believe that game developers still have that passion and love for what they're doing. I mean, we definitely see it in some of the newer titles, where the developers have more free range to explore and put things in the game that they know the fans will want. It's just unfortunate that sometimes the developers have to listen to the people upstairs. Do I think that the concept of battle passes in microtransactions are bad? No, but there's a lot of games that they shouldn't be in. If it's not obvious already, I'm talking about a very particular game. Suicide Squad Killed the Justice League was the spin-off from the Batman Arkham series, one of my favorite video game franchises ever, and they just ruined it. Now, I'm not talking about the story because that could be a whole nother video in itself. By making it a looter shooter, it angered a lot of the fans of the series. Look, looter shooters can be fun. I mean, Borderlands is one of the most successful franchises out there. It's just, you have to read the room. They marketed this as a Arkham spin-off, and it was nothing like what we remembered. The base game was $70, and then they added microtransactions and a battle pass. You had to pay $10 for a character to continue the story, so we paid $70 for an incomplete story. Nice. All I'm saying is if companies just took that leap and listened to their devs and fan bases a little more, I feel like they would sell a hell of a lot more copies. And it would also keep the fans interested for a lot longer. If you give us a game with a great story, stunning graphics, and fun combat, we would eat that shit up. And hey, if you wanted to make a DLC later down the road, we would definitely buy it. Now, I know I'm just some kid who has no idea what he's talking about, and it's a lot more difficult than just making a great game, but I hope you can see what I'm trying to get at here. So I think it's time to switch topics and talk about the positive, and how we can find that same joy that we once had. Now, I know there's some people who can just play one game and be completely content with that, but that's a rare few. For a lot of us, we already play a lot of games and don't know what to try next, or are looking for new games to try, but don't know where to start. Branching out and trying something new is 1000% worth it. Even if you're skeptical on the game, it doesn't hurt to just give it a try. I mean, most places like Steam and Epic Games have a pretty lenient system on returns. So you can try a game, and if you don't like it, it's not going to hurt your wallet. Trust me. Just take some time when you're bored and look for a game that seems interesting to you. Who cares if it's not the biggest game in the world? As long as you're having fun while playing it, that's all that matters. Now, while we're on this topic, I have to talk about story mode games, because that's what I play most of. And I know they're not for everyone, but they are truly some of the best gaming experiences that you will ever have. In most of these games, you can choose how difficult you want it to be, so don't worry about not having that challenge, because it can definitely still be there. And if you just want to enjoy the story for the true masterpiece that it is, that's totally okay. There are so many different genres of story mode games out there, it's almost impossible to find one that you won't like. And hey, if you're someone who already plays a lot of story mode games and is looking for something more in them, I got just the thing for you: Platinums. Or if you don't play on PlayStation, just getting every single achievement in a game. It feels so rewarding seeing that Platinum trophy pop. And most of the times, when you do go for that 100%, you get the full experience of the game. So you're not just playing the story and being done with it, but you also have a motive to finish all of the other content that the game holds. I was introduced to platinum hunting around 3 years ago, and it truly made gaming so much more fun for me. If you want to start your journey on achievement hunting, I highly suggest doing it in a game that you really love. It will make you appreciate it that much more. Now, speaking of games that we really love, nostalgia is a very big aspect in gaming. It can be harmful in certain areas, which we touched on earlier, but it can also be good. Returning to some of our favorite video games from our childhood can make us relive those very moments that we remember. It can also suck. You may realize, wow, this game is nothing like what I remembered. Or it might just not have held up as well as you wished it to. So when revisiting your favorite childhood games, I'd say tread lightly, because you never know what you're getting into. Now, there's one more thing that I want to talk about that might help you the most, and that's taking a break. This could be either taking a break from a certain video game, or just video games in general. The less time you spend on a certain game, the more you will want to play it, and the more you will enjoy your time on that game when you finally get to playing it. This especially works for multiplayer games. I play Rocket League maybe every other weekend with my friends, and it's an absolute blast every time, because I'm not playing the game every day. So when it's finally time to hop on, not only do I cherish that time more, but I genuinely enjoy the game, because it feels fresh. I believe that gaming is still fun. I just think we take it for granted a lot of the time. Unfortunately, we are getting older every single day, and one random night, you'll hop on the game with your friends, play until 3 a.m., and have the time of your lives, just joking and having so much joy for the last time. Or one night, you'll put down your controller after beating that story mode game, and you'll never pick it up again. Now, obviously, I'm just saying this for suspense. If you're anything like me, then you're definitely going to be playing video games your entire life. But it is true, our time is precious. As we get older, we have less and less time to do the things we want to do. So you'll have to decide how you want to spend it. In all honesty, if you truly enjoy playing the game that you're playing, that's all that matters. Thank you for sticking through all the way to the end of the video. Let me know in the comments your thoughts on the state of gaming currently, and if you still enjoy playing video games. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one.